Welcome to RNBA today, and we have a bunch to recap on this crazy Saturday night. 3 games just happened, and some of the biggest things that have happened so far in the league went down tonight. So trust me, you will want to hear everything. Let's get into it. First, we're gonna go ahead and recap all 3 games that happened tonight. First up, we have the Sixers and the Kings. The Kings went into this game 4-1. The Sixers went into this game 1-3. You guys understand how big of a difference those teams are in records. And if you guys didn't know, the Sixers ended up winning. The Sixers won. I was so surprised. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. The Sixers surprised me. I actually did not think that they would even have a chance at winning this game, and I'm gonna be honest, I had them as the 5th seed at the end of this normal season, at the end of the regular season. So they definitely surprised me here. We'll have to see how their game goes tomorrow, because they have a really big matchup tomorrow against the Celtics. But I'm not entirely too sure whether this game goes to the Sixers being the better team or the Kings just doing a really bad job. Because what's gonna happen with the Kings moving forward? Are they going to continue to play like this? Because they have a good roster, but they just crumbled under pressure, and they even forfeited going into the 4th quarter. So where do they stand? They're currently the 1st seed, still tied with the Warriors, but they can drastically fall because we're seeing some upside to the other teams right below them in the standings. Let's move on. We have possibly one of the biggest games of the night, arguably. Lakers versus Cavs. A lot of people just knew that the Cavs were gonna go ahead and just win this game, easy peasy. But obviously, with the new additions to the Laker roster and the new additions to the starting lineup, I thought this was gonna be a pretty close game, and boy was I right, because this was a really close game. But that's not what we're gonna be talking about here. We're gonna be talking about the biggest news of the night. Cavs head coach Works OG was caught cheating in the actual game. So with that being said, Works OG has been exiled from the league. There is still more investigating going on in terms of the Cavs team as a whole. We will be checking in with them. We will be talking to them. We'll be trying to get some updates from them, but we don't know where we're gonna go as a staff. We don't know what's gonna happen with the Cavs, what this is gonna just entail. Nothing's addressed yet, so it'll be addressed probably Sunday or Monday, and we'll figure out what's gonna happen. But the Cavs, Works was cheating, and he's played in every single game, so just keep that in mind. It's definitely a tragedy. I honestly didn't think he was hacking, so it was surprised to see all of this happen. So but let's move on from that. The Cavs do end up taking their first loss of the season after this news broke out, and they're now 5-1. But the Lakers are 2-4. This is pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. The Lakers started off this season 0-3, and now they're 2-4. They have won 2 of their last 3 games. So is this the potential start to a dominating team? Could they be contenders? I'm not entirely too sure, but you'll be hearing more about the Lakers in the future episodes, so stay tuned to hear about them. Good job on the Lakers win today. And moving on to the final game of the night, we have the Clippers and the Spurs. This was going to be an interesting matchup, because the Spurs going into this game were 2-3, and the Clippers going into this game were 0-5. 0-5. I'm going to be honest, if they lost this game tonight, I don't think they had a chance on making the playoffs. I just don't think. This was a must win for the Clippers, and they were able to pull it out. Clippers do get the win, and they are now 1-5, while the Spurs are 2-4. So let's talk about it real quick. Spurs 2-4. They're tied with the Lakers in record, so it's really important, and the Clippers are right behind them. So those 3 teams are in a big race in terms of who's gonna make it to the playoffs and who isn't. So be looking out for the Spurs, Lakers, and Clippers battle. They will be pretty interesting to see at the very least. And all three teams have been showing amazing upside to their their just competitiveness and play style. So I'm excited. So with that being said, those were the three games that happened tonight. A lot went down. It was pretty crazy, but we're gonna go ahead and quickly wrap this episode up with just an update on the standings and just to talk about the standings. So since we'll just finish up talking about the Western Conference. As you can see, two teams are tied with first. Kings, Warriors, both 4-2. I definitely think the Kings should be a little bit worried moving forward. I think the Warriors can definitely take back that first seed, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But like I said, Spurs, Lakers, and Clippers all battling to just stay into the playoffs. One team's gonna fall short. I definitely think the Clippers have what it takes to not be the fifth seed anymore, and I think they're gonna show that. So let's see how it goes. But let's talk about the Eastern Conference, because the Eastern Conference is also just as hectic. Let's talk about the first and second seed, Cavs and Bulls, two of some of the best teams in the league. But after Works was caught cheating, what does that entail for the Cavs? We don't know what that's going to do in terms of changing their lineups. We don't know if anyone else is going to get caught cheating, so we'll have to keep our eyes on them. But the Bulls are just neck and neck with them. Could they take over the first seed for the first time this season? Let's talk about the Celtics, the Wizards, and the 76ers, because just like the bottom of the Western Conference, those three are neck and neck. 76 oh, okay, I see what I did in the I see what I did in the standings right now, guys. I see that I messed up the Wizards and the Sixers, but the Wizards are 2-4. I apologize. I will fix that as soon as I can. The Wizards are 2-4, while the 76ers are 2-3. The Celtics are 2-3. What does this mean? Well, this means that tomorrow will be a really anticipated game against the Celtics and 76ers. Both teams gonna be a good game. Both teams are looking for a quick W. One team will become 3-3, while the other team will be tied for last place and go 2-4. So my predictions on the game after tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and I think I like what I saw from the 76ers. I think it's hard because the Celtics, they do have good players. I'm going to take the Celtics in a close win over the 76ers tomorrow. We'll have to see how it goes. But what I wanted to talk about here is the Wizards being in the fifth seed, because no one actually expected this. People actually thought the Wizards would be definitely better than the Celtics and 76ers. And I still think they have a really good roster. So they're going to need to be extremely careful for these next few games, because they need to win them. Otherwise, the Celtics and the 76ers are just going to keep winning and they will get knocked out of the playoffs. So we'll see how everything goes. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We have more episodes coming out. Some tonight, some tomorrow. You'll have to stay tuned. A lot of things going on in the league, guys. Stay tuned. Who's going to win the championship? I don't know. MVP rankings are coming out soon. We got all of that and more coming your way. Have a good night, guys. See you guys soon.